Episode 656 WCB podcast from Texas. From the Rodeo Time Studio.
That's right.
Tejas.
What's up, boys? Hey.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's up with you?
Hey, fellas. Life's good.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
Who
me.
the hell are you?
Who the hell am I? Dean Stanfield. Born in Alpine, Texas. Raised in Central Texas, and finished my cultural advancements in Los Fresnos. And then been everywhere in Texas since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. You're a funny dude, man.
Yeah. That's what they say.
Listen to some podcasts with you. And
Keep telling me.
we're going to try and bait you down. We're trying to get you in a spot where you don't want to be.
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
I know, that's probably
Let's see if we
impossible.
I don't know.
Hey, we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
You're
see.
a funny dude, but you do some hunting.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, my grandpa hunted everything in Texas. And so a lot of my young childhood memories were filled with, lots of bird hunting, and then deer hunting, hog hunting. I've run dogs and just pig hunted on a ton of properties.
Yeah. Run dogs for hogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That's something I've never done.
Dude, I got some guys that'll get you on some.
So
That's,
are you doing the
fun
knife
deal.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, knife or if they're looking for, there's a couple like dog food guys that make dog food that they'll go tie up. You can tie them up too, and then put them on a trailer, then take them to a guy and say, "You like these?" Or there's also guys that catch them. As another way to do it is if you find like a big one, you can tie them up and then take them, and then take somebody like that's rich or wants to go on a crazy hunt like that.
Yeah.
And then hobble them. And then stick them out in a pasture so you know where they're at. So you can get like a trophy hog.
Yep.
And then done some of that.
No kidding. I didn't know that. I didn't know that whole thing.
Yeah. It's a good side hustle.
No, that sounds like I'm learning more. Like the more I'm not down here often, but like this year more than ever, twice. I'm like just learning a lot, like different things of hogs. Like they'll tie up their nuts and they just get huge because they're not running.
Yeah.
I'm like all that stuff, like making. It's just crazy. I never even thought about it being from the Midwest.
Yeah. Y'all don't have
No.
like
I mean,
hogs
they're
or-
arguably like when we do our harvest report surveys in Illinois, it'll be like, how many wild hogs have you seen in this county while hunting this area? And so I think Southern Illinois, it's a long state, It might get some hogs, but I don't know.
I don't have like a ton of corn.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It would be detrimental.
It
would
devastate.
Yeah, it would not be
Especially,
good.
I mean, you see them. You talk to some guys every once in a while. They'll see them in southern Iowa, but
Yeah.
like if they moved in, it'd be terrible for the
Yeah,
state
it'd be
of
not
Iowa
good.
and Illinois.
You guys can have them.
Brother, and we
Keep 'em
love
here.
them. I mean, there's a lot of people that
They hate them.
hate them.
But it makes Texas a lot of money. Or it probably takes more money than it makes.
Probably
Probably.
takes more money than it makes. But it's really fun to get out there with night vision shit. Makes you feel like a seal.
Yeah,
Right.
So
it's
I
not
did
a level
that
playing
this year,
field.
and I was amazed by how I knew it'd be fun, right? But
Yeah.
the guys we were with on the ranch, they said you can come down here. They do it with helicopters.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so you can come out here and shoot them with a helicopter, and then go the next night, like from Jeeps and side by sides with thermals, and you can't tell the difference. Like you can't tell that you had shot a bunch with helicopters the night before.
Oh yeah.
That blew my
because
mind.
there's just so many of them.
Yeah, it's like can you, what you think would eradicate an area?
Yeah, you just mowed a bunch down with an AR.
Yeah,
and
then
then
you go the next day
More just come
Yeah.
in.
on the ground in thermals, and it's like the same. They said.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's some places that are like more heavily saturated than others. East Texas and South Texas. There's just,
Is just
so
the habitat
many.
is better for them? Is that what?
I
holds,
think like the water. They follow water.
Oh.
That's where they burrow down during the day, and then at night they need like either soybean or corn or cotton. They're looking for seed.
Mhm.
And so usually a place like you want a water source and then a field, because that's where they're going between those two, and then you just try to sit in the middle of it and catch them going or coming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they need
So where's
water.
like when you hear about like exotic animal Texas, is that Western Texas usually?
South Texas.
South Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like anything King Ranch below.
Oh, that south.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I bet there's a few between San Antonio and Corpus. I know that there's a few, and that's almost the King Ranch.
Yeah.
But then everything following the Matagorda, Baffin and Matagorda are like the two like bay areas.
Mhm.
And then around that, it's just, I mean, there's Audad or like West Texas. And I think there's some exotics out there.
And that ought to have a free range in a lot of places, right? That's all just.
That's kind of just grown and they've just spread.
That's an.
Right.
See, I don't know much about it. I know it's like it'd be a fun hunt, and I know it can be like pretty like mountainous.
Yeah.
But they're imported, right? Or are they native?
I don't think Aoudad are native. I don't.
I thought they were imported too.
Yeah.
Could be totally wrong. I have no idea, but
Doesn't sound native.
I know that my favorite are God, Aoudad is just stuck in my head, but they're
Neil guy.
Neil Guy.
Yeah, that's a.
Neil Guy in South Texas are
So
crazy cool.
I saw them for the first time. They're an Indian antelope, technically, or from India.
India. But I mean, they're 1,500 pounds.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Huge.
Nuts.
oh wow.
We were at there's a taxidermist in Kingsville, Texas. Oh shit, I'm drawing a blank. They do a really great job, and that's the first time I ever seen like a Neil Guy wall pedestal shoulder mount. And I didn't I thought they were neat, but I saw that I'm like, oh, that I need one of those.
That'd have been huge.
They're slick. They're like blue, kind of.
Oh,
The
really?
males have like a
Gray.
bluish, grayish type
Damn.
tint.
It's,
But
it's pretty neat.
Texas is rad.
Yeah, I mean, it's my favorite. It's my favorite of anywhere. Alaska probably being second.
You've been up there a lot.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times. I have cousins that live up there, and they hunt anything and everything, and there's
Right.
so much, and the terrain's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna try to go again in September for a caribou, and it's like, I mean, just ridiculously beautiful everywhere you look.
Yeah.
Is gorgeous, but it's daylight for like 16, 17 hours a day.
Right.
Can you hunt
Yeah.
that whole time then? Like, is there
Yeah.
like
As long as it's daylight out, yeah.
Daylight's the rule.
be hard to go to sleep when you can hunt like that?
Yeah.
You know, if you got a tag.
Yeah, you're walking over mountains and stuff. You get pretty tired.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
true.
sleep at some point.
Yeah,
2 in the morning, but it's daylight. Just walking around.
yeah. The bars are crazy over there too.
Like the taverns?
Like the taverns, yeah, like where you go to drink.
Was it just because it's like feral Alaskan people or what?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
18
Yeah,
hours
they're
of party.
fair, yeah. They
What are the
don't have
women like in Alaska?
I mean, what is it? I think there's a saying they have: the odds are good, but the goods are odd.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. There's some interesting ladies.
Yeah.
They're trying to. There's even there was programs for a little while where they were like giving people land. I think it's still available. Just not as much left. But where they'll like you apply and you're like, I want 100 acres of land. And
Oh, really?
yeah, I think if you're like an attractive lady, you pretty much get it.
They get you out there just
Yeah.
to like diverse the genetic pool or what?
Yeah.
So you're up you're up mingling around them taverns.
Yeah, they want
So you walk in and like, oh, hey.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
she got
Yeah,
100 acres.
You're an import. You're like an Aoudad.
Yeah,
up in
yeah,
Alaska.
yeah. A hot babe. Yeah,
Yeah, you get up there.
That's
Get up there with
six.
that mustache and that hair, dude. You got some.
yeah. That'd be cool. I would just dreaming.
Just thinking.
Just thinking.
Just thinking.
One place I do want to go to, though, is Alaska.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
been
it's
up
on
there.
the bucket list, dude. What? So how like all right? Grew up around hunting. Like where does stand up kind of fall in line with all this? Like, have you always just been like a funny dude, and they're like, oh yeah, could work. I'll try it. Or like, did someone have to come up to you like, hey, you know what I mean? Did someone come up to you like, you should try this?
I think a lot of people told me I should do it. But I think I fell in love with like storytelling and stand up from like deer camp.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Fish camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just listen to old men tell crazy stories.
That you
Yeah.
knew were
And then just
bullshit?
like, we're just sitting around a
Didn't
campfire.
know
and
if you
just-
could believe it or not.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with stand up. Like, it's like, it might be like a story might be 30% true.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it's just, you figure out how to bullshit
Yeah.
and make it funny. That's the
Mhm.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And I tried for a long time. And I might like go back to it. It's just very off-putting to regular people talking about hunting,
Mm-hmm.
like doing any kind of
Yeah,
hunting
yeah.
story. They get real
Yeah.
get real tight.
For sure. Yeah.
Uh,
Because most people aren't around it.
Yeah, or have no idea what you're doing, and you are like, to somebody that's never seen something die.
Yeah.
It's just talking about it really puts them off.
Mhm.
But I think there's still a big market of people that love hunting, love
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
about it. But I think when I get like older and like further along in my career, I can
Yeah.
do a lot more hunting stories.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a lot of backlog of those.
Yeah, no, I can kind of see that too. Like, cause you think, I mean, who's one of the most iconic comedic hunters? It's probably Jeff Foxworthy, right? Like off the top
Yeah.
of the head. And
Rodney Carrington or maybe Ron White. But Ron White's talked about it, but how he just doesn't like it.
How he doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
And
He'd
so
rather hunt with his Buick.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's kind of like I can kind of see how it's hard to relay that, especially more like we talked with Dale on the last episode. It's like the mainstream perception of like hunting can get weird.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, we're 99.9% hunting are going to listen. Everybody else is just they got drove by our podcast because they're on a job site with some dude who listens to our dumbasses talk, So most everybody's listening to hunting, so they get it. But I can understand that. But you had to be more tasteful with it, I think, so the hunting community doesn't hate you for putting a bad light.
Yeah. Or
because the funniest jokes are offensive usually.
Offensive, or somebody did something wrong, or there's got to be some kind of hijinks. And there's some that I'm like, you think that it's funny, and then you stop and you think about it. It's like, all right, that was just because all of our friends were there and everybody messed up.
Yeah, everyone else is looking around like, what's going on? How do you play that in when you're trying out like a joke? Like, how do you know it's funny? Because you might think it's funny like that, but
there's times you don't know until you just say it out loud.
So you're trying it. You test it on your buddies like in a setting like this, or are you?
I usually don't try that because you can get like bad information. It's like conversationally funny is different than standing up there.
Yeah,
because we're not in a conversation. You don't have anything to input when I'm on stage. Like you can heckle, and I can like ask you a question and try to like work something in. But like the form of how like comedy works on stage is drastically different than like this is.
Right. For sure, yeah.
So what you say here, like if I pitch you a joke, you might like giggle or something, and then it might destroy on stage.
Right.
So
different setting.
Or the opposite, like a destroy here, and then
I'll do
what
the hell did that not work?
I've seen a handful of like live comedy shows, and I felt like I was ready to laugh. Like I went in like wanting to laugh, so it made and I was like going in for that setting.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if like I was listening to podcasts, like if someone showed up at like a business dinner and all of a sudden some guy who's going to do stand-up comedy shows up.
Yeah.
It's like no one knew it was going to happen.
As the worst.
Have you ever done those gigs?
Yeah. Yeah, somebody pays and they're always like, we're going to surprise everybody with this. And it goes, that's not a great idea.
Yeah.
Like, let people know what's going on.
But going in, do you just know like this is going to bomb, or do you just like rip it off anyway and go?
I think I go in with low expectations and then try to just like try to warm everybody up, test the water, see what happens. But at the end of the day, I'm like, they are paying me $1,500 to just sit at this dinner and talk to people. If I bomb, I bomb.
It's like it'd be awkward just walking into that situation, like no one knows what's going on. You're just like, hey,
it's the worst.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you need the money,
you're gonna get paid no matter what.
Yeah, and then sometimes it can be fun. It depends on like where your mental space is at, but it can be really fun to go. The check's cleared.
You say anything you want.
I could just make
Start
this
roasting
really
people at
awkward
dinner.
for everybody. Yeah.
Where's the boss at?
Yeah. Who's had sex here? Huh? Who's had sex with who? Huh? I can tell you and your. Oh, that's why they separated you guys. Huh? There's some sexual chemistry. I feel.
Everyone's like, don't hire the stand-up guy next year.
Yeah. You weren't gonna hire me anyway. This was gonna go bad. So let's party.
What's funny, man? When I worked at Deer at Christmas, they did that at a Christmas party. They like went to a casino and hired a guy to do stand-up.
Yeah.
And I guess he made some gay jokes, and there's a couple lesbians that worked for the department I was in. I guess
those are the best.
Yeah, I love lesbians, but they weren't allowed to have stand up again because of that. They got all mad.
Yeah,
but like, come on,
he's a comedian.
Yeah,
it's
of course
fun.
he's gonna rip.
It's funny.
It's fun. And if and sometimes it's not. And sometimes, people, you just, you read the room, you try to read the room, and then it's like, well, I might make these two people mad, but that like uncomfortable tension could build and make everybody else laugh, and then it's worth it.
It's like sacrificial in a way.
Yeah. Those two are done.
I'll sacrifice the lesbians to make the old people laugh.
Those two are done.
Yeah. They weren't going to like me anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Are you married?
No.
All right, so that was like a lead up into my next question. So when you do stand up, is there like a group of like, do you have like women that hang out that are like, I'm gonna find out what tavern you're going to after the show type thing?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, the terminology is chuckle fucker.
What's that?
Chuckle fucker. Like there's buckle bunnies and rodeo.
Yeah.
There's chuckle fuckers and.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have called them giggle bunnies, but
Giggle bunnies.
That's
That's
a
a
good
nicer way.
That's a good
definitely
one.
a nicer way to say it.
I like the first one a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, like you can. It's just I have a rule of I don't.
Okay.
Because it's like if you start to do stand up to get laid, like that energy is drastically different because then you're trying to impress women.
Are you just saying
trying
that?
Are
you just saying that right now?
No.
Is this like a Chris D'Elia scare thing?
yeah. I've run around plenty of places, but but that's the thing. Like, if it's my job, and I
For
don't,
sure, yeah.
And that kind of like, say you do sleep with somebody after a show. The next time you come back into town, they're gonna be there, and then it's weird and awkward.
Yeah,
and then,
and
like,
then it spreads.
And then what are you doing here?
You probably have a bigger
Then
group.
you start calling them out in the crowd, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Hey, you just sacrifice them. When you see
Somebody's stinky. I don't know what you would say, but it'd be bad. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. I think I've learned more lessons from other guys messing up.
For sure,
Yeah.
It's just a fun question. So, like, we had Tim Sylvia on a couple weeks ago, local, former 5-time heavyweight champ in the UFC and stuff. And he's pretty local to our area, and he hunts and stuff. So he came to our studio, and we kind of got into, because like our whole area was like kind of pioneer, like militage fighting systems. Mm-hmm. It's a very, the MMA culture early in the UFC was like huge, for our area.
Oh, wow.
So everyone saw Tim Sylvia all over the place.
Yeah.
And he just went into like old war stories of groupies and women. And he was just like unapologetic about it. He goes, I don't drink. I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
My clutch is women. It's women. Yeah. And he just talked about it. And I'm like, dude, you don't care? He's like, I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
So it's like, I love that. So it's like a fun side quest.
Yeah,
for sure. It's like you're in the spotlight. It's like, of course he did that. He's the baddest dude on the planet for however long,
Yeah, and if you're getting that kind of attention, it does feel good. But
yeah.
It's there's also like the kissing and telling. It can like definitely catch up with
you can tell
later.
we're wondering about it because we don't ever have it.
Yeah.
We're very curious.
Yeah, this mustache is taking.
It's gonna live through you.
Yeah.
We did this thing. I probably shouldn't talk about it, Doug. We did this thing where when we did trade show season, we were seeing how many tags Doug could punch. And a lot went unpunched. Yeah, but we learned quick. It's like
not a good hunter.
What it became was it wasn't a thing like you were actually trying to do. It became more of a joke with our audience, and then it became like a way for the audience to riff with us.
Yeah,
is really what it was. It was like a gimmick. It's not like Doug was not like we even have the opportunity to do that, but it was funny for us and our audience because we go to these shows to see people that like listen from state to state in the Midwest and some of the eastern states. So
like a live pod.
Like we do like hunting trade shows.
Okay.
So like you'd go there to like
and stuff.
buy gear and merch. That's where we like hustle a lot of our merch and does like pretty well and stuff. So
Heck yeah.
that's like on the ground floor for us.
Cool.
So that's like what we would do. But we use that as like a gimmick.
Yeah.
We do a lot of inside jokes that it turns into a gimmick with our listeners.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure the same way like fans of you are going to catch you if you go to a bar and hang out with you and they're going to riff with you about
something
you said on a podcast or in your show.
Yeah, that is wild. Like, cause there's so many podcasts that I've done. This is just a good way to promote stand up and dates and stuff like that, and just the practice of being on podcasts and talking to people. Like it's beneficial so that when I get to the point where like I don't know, say the pinnacle is Rogan's. Yeah. When I get to Rogan's, I'm not like awkward. I've been on camera and I've talked and not worried about what I said for so long that I can do it professionally,
For sure, yeah.
So just the amount of podcasts and the amount of stuff I've said, like, it's bad, unfortunately, if somebody like goes to look up Dean Stanfield on YouTube, you're going to catch like all of my stuff. But then if you keep going, I've been doing podcasts for like 6 years and there's stuff that I've said or done on podcasts, that like will pop up and I'm like, somebody's like, did you see this? And I'm like, I got naked on this podcast.
Naked?
I got like I got a couple ass tattoos and we were like hammered and talking and they were like, this one person at a bar went back and then found it the first time and was like, do you know I was like, I forgot about that. And then the next time they went and found every single episode of every podcast. And there was like 8 podcasts that I'd done that on. Yeah. And then I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but man, I
really went through the ringer. Like how many years? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I can kind of see like how beneficial
out there.
Yeah, that's great though. Like that's funny. Yeah, I think too, you just like, I guess that's the fears, like people digging up old tweets.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think for us, like I never got on Twitter, but yeah, if you could go back, and I like there's times where I'm like, man, I kind of want to go back in YouTube and just like start reporting these things.
Get them taken down yourself.
Get them taken down
Report
myself. 'Cause
Yeah.
if it, but then that's at the same time, like if anybody tries to come after me for anything, it's like, I can just, I mean, I'll apologize and
You're a
admit
comedian,
that,
dude.
that I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What, 6 years ago? You're going to blame me for what I did 6 years ago? That's crazy.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and I didn't
Same.
mean any of that shit. I just said it because it
Oh,
was
man.
funny. I
You
tried
ever
to get a
look up
laugh.
your old, like, well, I had Twitter for a bit, like your old
Yeah.
Facebook posts that pop up in your like memories when you're like 20?
Oh yeah. Like,
Dog.
I was an idiot for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete that.
Said some crazy stuff, or just embarrassing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
like after a breakup or something, being like, I said I'd always love you, and I
Music
never
quotes.
always meant it. Yeah,
Lyrics and shit.
yeah, lyrics and shit. Like, oh god,
Yeah.
So cringy.
Yeah, no
dude,
wonder I
so
only had one
cringy.
like, and it was from my
Ugh.
mom.
Sad boy hours.
Yeah, sad boy hours, just drunk at your house at
By
3
yourself.
a.m. by yourself, and you're just like, this is gonna wreck her.
Yeah, yeah.
She
show
never
her.
sees it.
She never. No, I mean,
She
might have,
laughs
but
emoji
yeah,
at it.
laughs with her girlfriends about it, and you're like,
Thumbs up.
ugh.
Put a sad song on your MySpace page for a little bit, just in case she visited, she knew what you were into. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah,
is,
those
like,
are rough.
I don't know, with us, I mean, we're not comedians by any means, but like part of our, like what we do is we're just riffing with the boys in hunting camp every week.
Yeah.
Like that's our thing. And we, half the time we're joking about what we say, more than half the time, you know, and like we say
Yeah.
things we don't mean to be funny
Yeah.
or like for the joke. So it's like you always
And
got
taken
that
out of
li-
context is how it's always going to be perceived.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
They don't
But
ever put that
it,
context.
like the podcast thing for stand-up comedy has to be the best supplement.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
what
I mean,
would be
definitely.
what would be if it wasn't that, what would it be? You know?
I mean, clips. Like you putting out stand-up clips is how like you build the majority of your following.
Mhm.
But if somebody wants that like extra personal touch,
yeah.
the podcast is the only other way, I think.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? Sketches probably being third, but that's really not who you are.
Yeah, that's like a exaggerated thing. But
Yeah.
sometimes so our podcast though, like depending on the
You all
am I
right?
tripping. I thought Jordan came up and hit me on my shoulder. I was losing my mind here. Too much caffeine. Too much ranch fuel.
Haunted in here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I mean, I saw you go like, what
I felt a presence when I came in.
Okay, yeah. Doug's thing
Oh.
is he thinks there's a ghost everywhere he goes.
the? Okay. You believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You've
Seen
seen
them.
one?
No, here's the thing. It's a problem. So Doug, we'll
It's
go.
a problem.
It
Seen
is a
two.
problem.
With a
So,
capital
all right,
P.
first instance, we went on a hunting camp in Kansas.
Yeah.
Our buddies at Prairie Farm Outfitting have this really cool remodeled old building
Yeah.
for a hunting camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that some weird stuff happened, but Doug's instant thing was ghosts.
Yeah.
Like a deer head came off the wall and got like pushed under the couch.
How's that happen?
I don't think that happens without paranormal
See?
activity.
The wind. But,
wind in the
the
building.
wind.
Well, it's an old building. It
It's an old
coulda
building.
rotted
Somebody
there.
got hammered and moved it.
Oh no, we were all gone. and
We were
came back
hunting
and
came back to it, I
That
guess.
was before drinking.
But here's the thing: Doug is quick to like ghost.
Yeah. Paranormal aliens.
Yeah, but I feel like Kurt's too quick to like dismiss it. Like that was the wind inside of a house.
Yeah.
Wish that
I'm
was
just, I mean, I might have just got caught in the act right
See?
here. But
They know.
Dude,
there
you
ghosts?
you can go back. You can go back on the cameras and run that through like a paranormal. Ooh, that's a good idea. Go for like see if there was like that like little flash that went back.
23, about 23 and a half minutes.
There's some guy just.
Yeah.
I swear I would have
Some naked ghost just putting his
The
dog
same.
on your shoulder.
just
Ass tattoo.
Yeah, there's an ass
He's
tattoo.
like, yeah, I thought this would be funny.
yeah. Well, let's get into it, Doug. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So the buildings we own in New Windsor are old,
Okay.
and my brother-in-law rebuilt, helped us remodel it. He was making a drink at our bar, and at 2 a.m. he swore there was like this weird noise. Thought it was a ghost.
And the bathroom door closed randomly.
And I'm there more than anybody. I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
And I've never.
I just don't think you notice things.
So this is. Are you a ghost guy?
Yeah.
You
I'm
are
a
for real?
big
This is bad.
paranormal guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe Doug just has a ghost that follows him.
That could be.
Ooh.
Don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't think about that.
So why are you a paranormal guy then?
I've just seen a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And I
Really?
mean,
Weird shit.
a lot of my family is from Louisiana, and there's a big like everybody wants paranormal activity to be the thing,
Yeah.
and even things from like not just paranormal, but like alien, vampire, like anything otherworld.
Mothman type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you grow up hearing the stories, and so that's what starts you in your brain, and I think that's what like makes you more attuned to seeing it. Like if you don't believe in it, you're not going to see it. And if
Yeah.
you believe in it, you'll see it everywhere.
Right.
But if if you're in and around those things, you'll kind of just like I've been there's so many times that I've been hunting that more of like aliens and then other weird stuff that I think I've seen.
While hunting?
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know how y'all, but like I'll go set up in a deer blind, and it'll be 4:30 in the morning, and then I have an hour and a half till there's daylight or till the feeder goes off for the first time.
Yeah.
And so you get that like kind of drowsy, you start, start sleeping, and then the sound of the feeder will wake me up, and there's times where I'll just kind of like open my eyes, and then what the heck is that? And then you're thinking it's a hog, and then it stands up. I've had that happen.
You're talking like skinwalker shit.
Wendigos.
Oh.
I don't know what it is, but either a deer that stood up on its legs and then just like took a couple steps away, and then it like disappeared out of whatever, like the backside of the deer blind. I think I've seen that.
That's weird.
Like twice.
Really?
Specifically, that like scenario.
Same same blind.
Same blind.
Oh,
Something's going on.
So that's
there.
where like there's something going on there, and that was in Llano. And then what everybody says is that it was just a deer that there's like acorns on the backside of that blind. So they're like, oh, it's just a deer. And I'm like, I know how a deer stands up, and this thing folded up.
Okay.
And then a couple of steps. There's no deer that did
Is this a circus deer? What's going on?
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
all right. This
So we think there's a Wendigo somewhere around there.
the
which is just a
skinwalker thing
Skinwalker.
does.
That's creepy.
All right. Here's the thing: the TikToks of skinwalkers will make you think about it when you start walking. 'Cause you see that like that white, like lanky
Yeah.
thing. Like, if you just looked up and saw that, I would freak. But
I just got the goosebumps.
I don't believe. Like,
I-
here's the thing: that I can kind of believe the spiritual, because that's like a Native American thing, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
can kinda get
Wendigo
that.
that's spiritual. That was a body, an Indian or Native American that ate the flesh of a human and forever is banned to this earth, just walking around and being here. And if
Okay.
it gets caught, I can't remember if it's like how they die, but it's like something about they have to be caught by a human and tethered in some way, and then that's what causes them to stop moving, and then they die.
Oh.
I think.
See, I think the thought of that is fun for me,
Yeah.
but I'm not like a movie guy. So
Okay.
like when I was younger, I might have gotten into the ghost thing, but as an adult, like I don't watch scary movies, so I don't have like this.
You can't feel a presence in a place though.
Well, no, I do know that. I
Okay,
do know
okay,
that.
okay.
Like,
That's why I believe in ghosts, because I've seen things that I see in like, especially New Orleans, like anything in Louisiana, like you see. There's so much, and I think like culturally, the South, there was a lot of stuff that's happened over, the last 150 years of the country, or how old are we now? 200 years.
We're old.
it's old, long time.
So there's stuff that's happened,
Yeah.
and that has created or made humans. Like I could see there being trauma that keeps them around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I
And
can
you
buy
just
into
feel
some of
like
that,
when
I
some
think.
evil shit's happened in a place,
Yeah.
and then like you see the glare of a window, and you're like, what was that?
What the hell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can. All right, I can
That's
get
why I
that.
think
Like
that
like
there's-
they start like murder houses, like the bad memory locks in like an aura.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Okay.
But like rolling in here and being like, that might have just been
It
my
just
shirt
happened to
sleeve
you
folding,
now, yeah.
and I felt it stretch tight because my guns are so big, and I thought someone,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's all.
That could happen.
For
That's
sure.
the explanation.
It's very definitely
You know,
possible.
but I think it's a fun
Definitely a
conversation.
ghost.
Well,
Definitely.
ghost.
Yeah, if we're using that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Doug's like, you felt it. But I think it's fun to talk about the hunting and experiencing weird things, because so many people, if they can admit it, will say they feel the heebie-jeebies walking in the dark in the woods
Mhm.
or walking out through the mountains.
Yeah.
I get more heebie-jeebie feelings in and out in the mountains or areas I'm unfamiliar with, like in
Oh, yeah.
Wyoming in the mountains.
Yeah.
Because you're way more expecting, or not expecting it, but like
You're unfamiliar.
Yep.
It's bigger country, and if you get lost, you can't just walk that way until you
Yeah.
hit a road like you can in the Midwest. You know,
Mhm.
in
Or in
Illinois, if you get
Texas.
lost in the woods, you just walk one way, and eventually you're on a county road.
Yeah.
In
Makes
Wyoming,
sense.
you got like in that area,
There's also predators in Wyoming.
yeah, there's bears and
Yeah.
mountain lions. and
Stuff's
all
trying to
that.
kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I get it, but okay. So the Wendigo's a freaky thing.
That's a freaky thing, and that's the only one that I've seen. Like, there's been like we didn't realize this for a while, but I had one that I could have. If you talked to me 2 years ago, I would have told you that there's aliens, and I
Really?
got proof. But I'd be at my blind, and we got 3 blinds at the place in Llano, and there's the box blind, there's the archery blind that's just like a little tripod up in and then there's the barrel blind.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I hunted at the barrel blind, let's say half the time I hunted at the barrel blind, there would be a light that would come in, and I would see it, and it would just kind of like be on the tops of the trees. I'd kind of catch a glimpse of it in the mornings, and then every once in a while I would see it come, and there was no particular body to the light. There was just a light and like a little bit of a whirring, and then the light would shine like on a thing, and then all of a sudden the light would turn off, and then I would hear the whir. And I called 911 a couple of times.
For real?
Because I was like, I need you guys to come out here because this is the third day that I've seen this, and eventually it was just a guy running a drone. He just had a drone, and he would come around and run over his property, and his property kind of like backs up. But I was telling people that aliens were on stage.
How long ago was this?
Probably up until 2 years ago, till during the pandemic, like 21. But like 2016 to 2021, I saw aliens. And I'm like, I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
I can kind of see
I'm the
that
alien
to
guy.
a point.
Like,
You know?
why was he doing that?
Well, especially if it's like one of those like drone.
No, I would
gear
never, and it
recovery.
was like at half the times, and it was usually on
Still weird.
weekends. Still very weird. But I think he said he was running his fence line, watching his cows. So it's just an old man that bought like a really high powered deal, and he was just like, well,
Oh, this is cool.
get up in the morning and drink coffee and go run his. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, all right. I
I'd
can
fall
see
for
that.
that.
So that one's like, so there's one thing that I believed in very heavily, and then as soon as I got a reason, I was like, okay, well, aliens don't exist anymore.
Right. Well, I believe in aliens over ghosts.
Really, that's interesting.
Yeah, man. Because like, all right, I'm gonna pit myself into a corner where I can't get out of it.
Yeah, I like
feel
doing
this
that.
already.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Eric hasn't said anything about
No,
you.
I mean, I believe in them both.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
too.
I mean,
My thing is, it's like,
Not that I don't believe in aliens. I don't have any like physical proof anymore
yeah, that's true.
that I thought.
That's true. I guess. But then if you back me in a corner, if I was gonna be in the mountains, all right, let's say in Alaska,
Okay.
right? Because it's like for the most like the last frontier, as some would say.
Uh-huh.
If you're in the middle of nowhere and you're hunting caribou or whatever you're going to be doing and you're out there, what are you more likely to have an unexplained experience with? A ghost, like a Bigfoot animal,
Yeah.
or an alien? What would be your vote? Like, where would you be with that?
I'd do.
I think I do Alien.
I think I'd do alien in Alaska. Yeah. I don't
See,
think
that's-
there's
I mean,
enough has happened out there for there to be.
True.
I think
well,
I think
that
it might be
changes.
situational.
See,
It's like New Orleans or Louisiana.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
I'm going ghosts
All day long.
okay,
all day long.
I see. Okay,
Alaska aliens. There's those
Bigfoot, maybe.
Maybe a good Bigfoot.
A good one.
see, I want that to happen, but I know it's
Bigfoot story.
I want that to be,
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
It's just there's
It's going to
so
be
many
far away,
people have
though.
been like have looked for it for so long and not
That's true.
one piece of
But there's so many people that don't have hard evidence of ghosts on camera too.
yeah. But I think ghosts that's a
Yeah.
weird
Yeah.
yeah, that's a weird thing
There's
that
some good
like
videos out there.
Well, like there's a lot of skinwalker videos.
yeah.
True. Those are creepy.
There's a lot of videos of everything. Let's be honest these days.
Yeah. I think that there's something that's inside of you that can feel paranormal, Like
Yeah.
there's that weird thing that happens on your skin
Something's
or your
not right.
yeah, something's not right. Like you have an instinct. And so it's like that's what makes me
Yeah.
think paranormal over like the living things that we're trying to find like Bigfoots and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you, you could take the dude that's like the hardest hard ass of a hunter. We could all sit here and watch skinwalker videos until
Yeah.
we're sick of them. And then if you're going hunting the next morning,
Oh, terrible.
You're
feeling
gonna be
that.
thinking about it. for
yeah,
sure.
you're feeling that going in.
Yeah, and
I
that's
don't even
dangerous
have to watch
too.
videos, and I'm thinking about it when I walk in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have y'all ever like been in the? I don't know if y'all have this. I'm sure like with wolves and stuff, but every once in a while I'll be walking to a blind and you just hear the rustlings, and then you go, it's either a hog or a coyote.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's no way it's a mountain lion. Like you won't ever hear a mountain lion.
yeah, you're just gone.
You're just there. You don't know they're there till they're biting your head. But I'll pull my gun out, and I've been walking to my blind, and there's like I said, there's 3 blinds and there's 3 guys.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll wake up in the morning and drink together, and then like drink coffee, and then go to the blind together.
Yeah.
Sometimes blackberry brandy.
Yeah,
if
of course.
it's cold
With coffee.
with coffee. But there's times where I've almost shot somebody, like walking through, and I already heard like some rustling, and I'll get my pistol out, and then just walking, it makes me feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
and then I just hear some rustling, and then I just kind of like skirt it on the outside, and then looking, and then somebody goes, "Hey!" I go, "Jesus Christ,
That's
man!"
the worst thing you can hear. Is
Yeah.
a human.
Another. It's like, dude, I very well could have shot you.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I don't ask a lot of questions if I hear something.
Right.
Yeah, you're from Texas.
Yeah. Shoot
In
first and let
Illinois,
God
we're
sort them
I
out.
could get in trouble for shooting somebody breaking into my own house. I got to be
If
careful.
you shoot a buddy, you can apologize.
Yeah, you're good.
That's true.
Dust it off.
Sorry, Doug.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's
It's all right. It's my fault.
the scariest thing I think hunting and running into something is humanized a word?
Humanized? Yeah, that's a word.
Humanized objects. So like if you're walking through the middle of the woods, say you're
Yeah.
all right anywhere in Alaska,
Yeah.
and you come across like an old trapper's cabin in the middle of the woods,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of creepy
Oh,
because there's like a human thing attached to it.
Yeah.
But if you find like a bear skull,
Yeah.
you're like, whatever. You find a human skull, you're like,
Oh, what the hell?
it's different. Human things in the wilderness when you're not expecting them are the scariest things.
Yeah. You ever found I don't know if this is, y'all have a lot of lakes up there, but you ever found like a shoe in a lake?
No,
No.
but
No.
I've found a lot of baby doll heads in the woods shed hunting, and why are those there?
Yeah, why are those there?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, those are creepy.
See, that's a humanized thing that is
That's
scary for
weird.
no reason.
It's like, why is that here?
Yeah. And what were they doing?
And
with
how
the,
did it
where's
get
the
there?
body? Why is it always a head?
Yeah.
Are they
I found
pulling
like
these
a bag
things
of
off? and
clothes one
fucking
time
the
way in the
bodies?
middle of the woods shed hunting, and I was just like, "There's a body somewhere." Never
That's-
found it though.
That's what I mean. It's one of those things that's like.
Or you
scary.
found like like those tied up sticks. You ever see those? Like the
that's
witch
Blair
stuff?
Witch is
Like the
getting
Blair
ya.
Witch.
That's
Yeah.
big in
There's
Texas.
one property we
That is.
Oh, it is.
we
That's not
shed
cool.
hunt. And there's like a TP looking thing in there. We're like,
We always go
Yeah.
around it.
Why?
the hell?
Why is that a thing? Why?
I think a lot of like there's like definitely like witchcraft
Like
girls.
Wendigo witchcraft? Well, what are the witchcraft girls like?
Oh man, the rock crystal girls. Y'all never heard of the?
Oh
y'all
yeah,
have
yeah.
these?
We have those.
Yeah. They got like witch shops, and they'll go and they just they have crystals, and they go out and do mushrooms in the wilderness,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just do these like little seances. They'll do seances, and they put up these like stick with mouse bones and
Some
stuff.
witch stuff.
They're just doing witch stuff out there.
Sounds
It's
like
pretty
you're
just
creepy.
doing witch stuff.
They're just doing witch stuff. I think the creepiest thing, or the scariest thing with like some of these like comics that have moved in, Austin's becoming like a hub for comedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
New York people, northern people are coming down. Everybody's coming to Austin,
Yeah.
and people like I don't know if you guys. I saw like some mushrooms on your arm.
Yeah.
Y'all do like mushrooms or,
Yeah.
or smoke weed or anything?
Yeah. We've been around it.
Yeah. I've been
We know a couple guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun. I've heard a lot of people be like, "Man, the best thing is to go out in nature and do some mushrooms," and
Yeah.
I'm sure it is up north, but like stuff's trying to kill you here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like we got scorpions, rattlesnakes, mountain lions. Like if you stand real still, a coyote will try to eat you.
Yeah, we have big, big northern. We're not that. We're north of here. We got big coyotes, but not
Yeah.
like
They won't. They
know,
won't really mess.
40
with
pounds is a giant.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Same here. I mean, 40 to 50. I don't think I've ever seen a coyote over 40 pounds.
It's a good point. I know a lot of hunters that are spiritual that do dabble in mushrooms from time to time, and like being outside and doing that is like probably good for you.
Yeah.
But
Well, I've got to go. If I'm doing mushrooms, I got to go out and put my feet on the ground.
yeah,
But there's I don't know if it's just like for me, because I know things are there, but like that's where I go. Like I go, you go past that threshold, maybe like 2 grams or whatever. Like you get a little bit far out, and
See, I'm
it's like
scared of 'em.
every rock has a snake.
or that's when you really start seeing the Wendigo.
Yeah. Oh, for the Wendigo to like come
Wendigo.
after you after
Wen-
you. Yeah,
yeah.
when
It's
you're
just
on
such bad
mushrooms.
timing.
Just wait, I'd mess you up.
For the record, never do anything like that when hunting. I do separate that spiritual experience from everything.
Yeah,
else.
nobody
Like,
should do
I don't
that.
even
That's-
drink when hunting. It's a performance thing for me and like a
Yeah, well, you're bow hunting. You need to.
connectivity thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Some
going in,
bird hunting, I'll have a few beers.
yeah, that's.
know.
I think
yeah.
everybody can.
There's
relate
been a
to
lot
that.
of times that I've had to unload my gun. I will do that.
Oh,
Like if you have too many,
Oh yeah.
like because we'll go like
I thought you
don't
meant
know.
like.
Wait,
All right, guys, I gotta unload my gun. I'm too hammered. Bam, bam, bam.
These
just wanna
bullets,
do it.
These bullets could not be in my gun. Hold on a second.
We fired them into the air real quick.
yeah. I think it's a real funny story. We're goose hunting in South Texas. Ross Kelly and this outfit that they have, and we got like ground blinds, right?
Mhm.
And it's just little coffins. And we're sitting in there, and it was so hot. And I'd made a grapefruit salty dog, which is just gin and grapefruit juice and pepper.
Oh, I've
and then
never
you shake
heard of
it
that.
all up. It's the best. If you're like hot,
Uh-huh.
and we sell Texas is known for like ruby red grapefruits. So HEB down here that's like our local grocery store. Will fresh squeezed juice, and then you just go like you drink it half gallon. You drink it down to the whole neck of it, and then you replace that with gin, and then you go pepper on the top, and then shake it up.
No kidding.
Dude, the best.
Whoa.
Okay. But you drink half of that and you're hammered.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's like half a bottle of gin is what you're drinking.
Yeah.
And so we were sitting out there. I was supposed to be sharing it, but we're sitting in the blind
By yourself.
by myself, and I just had like a long straw. I had one of those silly straws.
Ones with the
Yeah, with a little squirrel.
You're watching every time giggling.
and then the geese start like coming in. Sand eels start coming in, and so I just put the cap back on and I stuck it down. And the first like group comes in, and I remember like shooting up, and you don't really know because when I'm bird hunting, there'll be 20 birds coming in, and I just pick 3 of them and just shoot in the middle of them, and then your spread pattern will catch one of them. They're all flying close together, and I noticed that I didn't hit any, and then I was like, oh, okay, and I went back to load, and I grabbed one of the shells, and I was trying to, because you're laying down, so I'm trying to like stick it in, and I keep missing it, and then I look over, and I notice that the jug is a quarter till empty.
Yeah.
And then I go, oh. And I set my shotgun on the outside and closed my blind up, and they were like, Dean, did you get anything? How you doing over there? I was like, I'm too drunk.
Could have a nap.
Have a nap. Just take a little nappy poo. Yeah, that's
coffin.
just a great afternoon.
See, we've never done. Well, maybe you guys have. I've never waterfowl hunted.
I haven't either.
I grew up doing it.
See, like I think Doug and I are
best.
so into the
Oh, yeah.
deer thing, like the big game thing,
It's just bad
and
timing.
turkeys. Yeah, it's hard to not go whitetail hunting for us in the Midwest to go waterfowl hunting.
Yeah.
But everyone we talk to, all they do is talk about how much fun it is.
Oh, it's a blast,
It's
man.
the best. I mean, I've done like dabbled in almost everything I can to see like what's my favorite, and duck hunting by far is my favorite.
It wasn't
thing.
even about like growing up. It wasn't even about like killing ducks. It was more of the camaraderie and like because we'd actually have a duck boat. The night before opener, you'd take it out on the water. You'd sleep on the boat, like they're cooking eggs and drinking beer and stuff. And then
That'd be cool.
you sleep on the boat and then wake up and then kind of duck hunt. But then it's more everyone's cooking and sharing stories and stuff. It's a blast.
Yeah.
See, I think that would be cool. I think it'd be cool to do like a long ass podcast in a duck blind or a waterfowl blind, whatever. But I think the sandhill hunting intrigues me because of the meat factor.
Yeah, you're getting a lot more of it. And duck hunting, like, a duck breast is tasty if you do it the right way.
I heard it's hard to cook though.
You can't. Everybody's scared to eat them like more on the rare side, but that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
If
we do
you
like a duck
overcook it-
popper or something. You know?
Can you eat like duck and geese, like undercooked, but like not fully well done? Like, can you eat it? Like
It's a red meat.
duck.
They're all red. Like
Geese is
duck,
considered red meat.
duck, geese, and cranes. I think they're all red meat.
I
They're
don't
all
know.
they're all
That's all I
they
know.
all look red. I don't know what the classification for like. It's not beef.
It's not poultry.
It's not.
Technically.
Yeah, but I don't think you have to like cook it all the way. Like, and I've never
like a
gotten
chicken?
sick. Yeah, like a chicken. Like a chicken, you have to be worried about that. But I think that's because it's a white meat. But then fish is white meat, and you can eat that raw. I think this raw bullshit.
Who's making this shit up?
Who's making this shit up? Because I've eaten all kinds of wild game in all kinds of different ways, and I've never gotten sick other than
You're
venison.
still here.
I'm still here. Yeah.
Only thing I wouldn't undercook is bear meat.
Oh, that bear meat and rabbit.
Rabbit.
Rabbit,
Does
huh?
rabbit have a? I know
Rocky
bear.
Mountain disease or whatever,
Oh.
that brain disease you can get.
Is that well, what's Rocky Mountain? Well, there's a couple of them. So with bears, it's trichinosis, like pork,
Yeah.
and that's like worms.
Yeah, I think the same thing with rabbits. It's you can eat them in months that end in Y, or whatever the cold months are. It has to freeze. It has to be a hard freeze before you
really?
can eat them. Yeah.
And what's the if I'm hunting in the mountains, if you drink water, there's it's like beaver something. You can get like a
Beaver
fever.
flu? I don't know.
Yeah, I always heard it's from beavers peeing in the water.
Y'all ever gotten sick out in the woods and had to stay?
I have not.
I've had some light elevation sickness, but never like food or like bacteria, water sick. I've never been sick like that.
Hungover sick, yes.
Yeah.
Have you been sick?
Yeah, I mean, we used to go for like a week at deer camp, and there's a couple times where I think I was just hungover, hot, and just like my immune system dropped, and then I went into town, and somebody at a gas station or something gave me something, and it was like we hunted Friday
What do you mean gave
until
you something?
Tuesday. Well, brother,
Sneezed on you?
I wouldn't like tongue punching somebody, but I shook somebody's hand and they gave me the
okay.
sickness. And I'm one of those guys that I'll just sweat it out.
Mhm.
Like I'll go to the doctor if it's real bad, but like
Yeah, you
when
drink
we're
your,
at the deer lease,
Your gin and
I'll drink my concoctions and
yeah.
boil water. I do an onion. I'll cut an onion up and stick it in a pot and put a blanket over it and just steam myself out. I don't know if
Really?
that works or if doctors ever approved that, but it works for me.
Some witchcraft.
Witchcraft
It's a
shit.
Witchcraft women.
Yeah, with these witchcraft, I get them to put tiny mouse
That did tell
bones
you
in a
that.
pot.
Some garlic.
Yeah. It just like steams yourself. But I got the flu one time and I almost died. Like
Really?
being out there, I just remember the guys left. They were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they left. And then Tuesday, I'd gone into town and gotten sick. And by the time I got back to the ranch, I'd already had I felt weird. Took a nap and I woke up with a fever. And then, like, you don't have cell service. Like, you got to go up to the road, and then sometimes down the road, up on a hill to get service out there.
Yeah.
And so I just stayed at the ranch and was gonna go back into town. Called into work, just said, "Hey, I'm sick," and they're like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then sent them a picture of me with a thermometer in my mouth. It was like 103 temperature.
Yeah, really proving it.
Yeah, really proving. I'm like, guys, I'm not bullshitting. And so I stayed out there, and the guys got back out there Friday. And as soon as they got out there, they said they talked to me, and I was just in blankets, and I was just like vibrating like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Dean," and I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm all good in court." And they were like, "What?" And I was like telling them about this case that I was on.
Played
And
the
they're-
fifth.
Yeah, I played the fifth. I swear to God, I didn't do it, dude.
You're like hallucinating.
Hallucinating, dude. And I'm just dehydrated and hadn't been drinking or eating anything. And they just loaded me up in the truck and took me into town. They gave me like one little steroid shot and some antibiotics, and I was fine. But it was like, if they hadn't have left me, it's scary.
Yeah,
Like sometimes
it
if you
is
go out
scary.
hunting by yourself, if something happens, you just,
Oh
what do you do?
Well,
Very, very bad.
if you get like
I don't know.
if you're in the backcountry, if you're in Alaska or what, you get cut bad, or
You break an ankle.
Doug fell out of a tree stand by himself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Doug, I always have to
Luckily, I
tell
know
the story
people.
because Doug doesn't tell people, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
broke your.
But yeah, if I was like in the mountains somewhere,
Well, even then
would've
though,
been dead.
how did you get a hold of anybody?
my phone.
Oh, you had your phone.
Yeah.
On. See, I always forget that detail. You don't ever. Doug broke his back.
Oh, no, buddy.
Broke and
Sucked.
pelvis.
And my pelvis.
What thoracic or like
Compression fracture, spine, and then
I got
my pelvis.
T4, T5, and T6 were like hairline fractures through it, and that's a
From
rough,
what?
rough recovery. I rolled a truck.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, I've rolled a few vehicles. It's fun.
Love that.
Yeah, it's
It's
the best.
fun.
It is.
I'm just
It's that almost
I'm just
dying.
really good at it.
Yeah, dude. I'm really good at
You
it.
don't look like a dude that had rolled a truck before. Really, before you said that.
Oh, really?
No, you actually look exactly
You
like
look
a dude. I would
exactly like a guy
expect.
that rolled a
It's my
truck.
favorite thing. You can't do it, It's
Sometimes I
like
just do it for fun.
it's like doing
You're
heroin.
good
You
at
can
it,
only do it a
sounds
couple
like.
times in your life, and then
Yeah.
and you get really hooked.
Yeah. Did you hear the? Did you ever hear the episode with Billy Strings on Theo Vaughn? I've never wanted to
yeah.
try meth more in my life. Thanks, Billy Strings. It talks about how.
How great it is.
Yeah, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, easy. But yeah,
No, it's just that moment of like you think that you're gonna die, and then like that like adrenaline rush that you get from that. It is pretty cool.
so three
Like
times.
everybody. Yeah,
So the first time you're like, I gotta do that again.
it's like 10
Get tested.
10 years old. Yeah, and then just that was
Oh, you were
by
that
accident.
young?
I was young, and then the next one was I was in high school, drunk driver, and then not me, somebody else.
yeah. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah. And then the third one was definitely me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't on purpose, but it was like, oh, it's happening. And
Have
then you
any
just,
of them been on purpose?
Huh?
Have any of them been on
The other-
purpose?
No. None of them been on purpose. But like it starts to happen, and you tell it it's happening, and you go, "There's something you might be able to do to fix it,"
And you
like
just let
it's,
it roll.
and then you're just like, "Or I could just like let it roll. It's not my truck.
What kind of
It's
trucks
not
were
my
they?
truck.
It's,
See what
it's not my
happens.
truck. It was company truck.
No shit.
Yeah, it was a bucket truck. I got a picture of it. It's pretty gnarly.
What'd you do before stand up?
I was I worked built power lines.
Oh, no kidding.
I was a lineman for 8 years.
Nice.
Yeah,
And you rolled one of the
A
company
bucket truck.
trucks. That was heavy.
it got gnarly.
Yeah.
Is that all Texas-based company? Oh, I probably shouldn't put you on blast like that. Huh?
Oh,
I mean, this ain't no-
I mean, they know about it.
They know about it. Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
talking about a Ford Ranger here. We're talking
No,
about a bucket
no,
truck.
we're talking about a bucket truck. This was after they pulled it. I try to look harder for the. That was after they craned it up.
Oh, dude.
It crushed the entire side of the.
Dude, that was a
I'm assuming
ride.
that was the last truck you flipped.
Yeah. This was the last one. God, it was
in
a fun
daylight,
day.
or is that the next morning?
That was the next day. I did it at like 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
No kidding. So what's the
fun,
first phone call you make at a job? Because we've all been at a job, everybody listening to, where you did something where you had to call the big dog.
Yeah.
And you're like, I fucked something up.
I did not call them.
Just let it,
You just left.
I got him. I mean, the ambulance came, and
yeah.
and then I got all the way to the hospital and was in the hospital. And then somebody called me and was like, because I was heading to a trouble call. So like, as a lineman, you're on call.
Yeah.
And I was heading to fix somebody's power. And they'd been calling me on my phone, and I just kept going like, this is something I can deal with later.
Yeah.
Like, let me get on some heavy pain pills before I have to tell somebody
right.
about it. And then finally, and it was, and my thing was I wanted to get ready because I'd been turning in that truck because it just had 5 or 6 different problems, and it was just messing up. And I was like, I think we need to fix this. And they're like, quit. We'll fix it later.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so I was kind of thinking of like how am I gonna, like, what they're gonna try to blame me for this. What do I do? And I was known for being an aggressive driver.
Yeah.
I've always loved it. I work for a driving school now, like on the side, other than comedy, called Rally Ready Driving School.
No kidding.
And so we do like a lot of dirt and rally racing.
Awesome.
Oh,
So that's
That sounds like the
if you guys
want to
go, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Sounds
I'm
so
in.
fun.
I
Yeah,
do.
if you guys ever want to come down and do like we for sure can do ride-alongs for free. But if you guys want to do like a day of running like WRXs or something,
Yes.
Yes.
That's,
I mean, we got that. We'll get it figured out.
Oh,
It's
man.
I
so
come from
much
the
fun.
drag racing background, so
Oh,
that'd be
hell yeah.
I just have a mustache.
Yeah, dude, that's all you need.
that's all
I,
you need.
I probably, you got to know how to drive a manual transmission and
okay.
and
I had
not
a
care
WRX
about
one
rolling.
time,
Okay.
so I'm kind of
What year?
08
Oh,
hatch.
we run 6 to 7s.
Oh,
Sounds
cool.
like we're all prepared.
Now you have a
6 and
station
7s.
wagon.
Now
Dude.
I have a 03 Outback. I call it the Panty Soaker 5000.
Hell yeah, brother. The lesbian, the lesbian
yeah.
roller.
They look. I got a coexist bumper sticker on there, incognito.
It's great, dude. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Um,
So when they call you and you're like, "Hey, like, what was the call?" Like the,
I was on morphine, and they
When
called
you took
and they
the
were
call?
like, yeah.
Is this
Eventually,
is this the one where you broke your back?
yeah, it's the one where I broke. Yeah. I split my sternum in half.
holy smoke.
And T4, T5, and T6, and then a broken ankle.
Because to roll that thing is not easy.
It's
Yeah.
not. But once the thing is,
So
it's so
impressive.
top heavy that once you do, and
just goes?
It just goes, and then once it goes, it's like it's kind of like a slow, like it's fast, and then it's like slow for a second, and then once that momentum is there, it just keeps going.
You
like,
stayed in the cab the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like the scene from Talladega Nights where they cut to a commercial and then they come back
And
and
it's
still
still
rolling.
rolling. And I like wedged myself in the back seat because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. And
Oh,
yeah.
you're lucky,
And,
man.
Dude, I think I can't die. I think that's the deal.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
got,
is
you
a
can
problem.
die.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Let's start thinking a little different.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
Well,
think so.
when you're
There's a lot of proof that says that's not right.
okay, yeah, I'll give you that. You're rallying cars. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
flipping crane trucks
Yeah.
or box trucks.
I mean, I think I can die eventually, but somebody's looking out for me for some reason.
You think you got like a Wendigo? It's like,
Ooh.
What if
taking-
that's it?
what if you are the Wendigo?
What if I am a Wendigo?
You are.
Look at these eyes, dude.
They are kind of
You got pretty eyes too.
Hey, thank you. I was going to
Yeah.
compliment you on
I know.
that, but I was going to wait for you to do it first.
With pretty-eyed people, it's like it's which one of us is gonna do
Yeah,
it.
it's like, oh, I see you.
I'm
It's
not
like,
fishing.
I say the F word once an episode. Haven't done it this one. I didn't do it the last
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
I'll say it if you do it.
yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Faggot.
Ah! No,
Hey,
sucker.
you got a bigger career than me.
Whatever.
What do you think about Chinese people?
Yeah, well, brother, we don't get along.
We all get along.
No, we don't.
I knew you were gonna leave me out to dry on that one. I committed. That was
Such a
a
good
that was a standoff.
It was.
It's a
Yeah,
game
that
of
one-
chicken.
It makes me.
Hey,
it makes me laugh.
I'll pull a Kid Rock. You can't be canceled if you don't care.
That's true. Yeah, they don't have a career to cancel. Come on after me.
Yeah. Honey
Or
Industries.
any bad news or any bad press is good press.
It's all jokes, man.
But they called and I remember answering and they were like, "Hey, are you finished up on that other call? This calls they said they've been waiting for hours." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna make it." And they go, "And is there a reason why?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm at Dell Children's, or across from Dell Children's Hospital."
Yeah.
And they were like, "What are you doing over there?" I was like, "I crashed a truck." And they were like, "When?"
well, they didn't even know.
They had no idea. Yeah. And I was like, 4 or 5 hours ago. And they go, okay, we'll see you there. And then they showed up and they were like, where's the truck? I'm like, it's still out there.
Yeah, I brought it with me.
I brought it with
Into
me.
the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
I've been busy. I've been a little busy here. And they'd give me so much drugs, just like make me sit there.
Which didn't help probably.
No.
Well, for your work situation.
For work, yeah, for talking to people. And then immediately they were like, we need to take his blood, like make sure he's not drinking, like make sure he has no drugs in him. And they ran all of that, and I was clean and sober. I didn't tell. Eventually, I told him about the seatbelt thing, and we came to an agreement. You know, I was already doing pretty well at stand up, and I'd already been trying to figure out a way to go. And if I hadn't, in my mind, if I hadn't have had that accident, I don't think it would have taken me a lot longer to take the leap to actually do stand up.
You were done after that accident. It was like your push.
Yeah, that was the last time I worked.
Literally took the jump.
As a full-time job. I mean, I still had my CDL because you have to drive those bucket trucks.
Yeah,
sure.
And so I just went to driving trucks for a while if I needed money, and then since then, that's how I got into motorsports, is working for Porsche, transporting the cars to the races.
Oh, no way.
And then never really thought about instructing until I went to the driving school, and it was just an instant fit.
Yeah.
Where I'm good at talking to people, I'm good at messing around. Guys come in there, and there's the instructors that run like the higher courses. Like if you really want to get good, you need one of those guys to like help you dial in. But for me, I'm like, dude, let's just learn how to go sideways and not get scared.
Yeah.
And that's the most fun. And it's just an open track. So like if you come in as a beginner, you got to learn how to drive a manual transmission. Once you know how to do that, then it's like there's basis like everybody thinks that like when you're going around a corner, you have to like throttle down and like
clutch kick and
and all this stuff, dog. It's straight up just
give her the beans.
Give her the beans, dude. Let her eat. You just throttle all the way down in second gear, turn your steering wheel, and then just use your brake as a rudder. And
just
you
to
wanna,
like control your.
Yeah, well, you want to give you want to go on and off of your brakes to give yourself traction, right? Yep. So it's like you want your especially in a front wheel drive. Also in a rear wheel drive, but you want to give those, since you're on dirt, it's loose. So if you just throttle down and turn your steering wheel, you're just going to push all the way through. You're just going to go straight. But as soon as you put front pressure on that on those wheels, they catch and then they start to turn, right? And but if you're going like around that corner, you got to like use that brake to turn in. You push on your brake, the car turns in. You let off, the car turns out. Right, so if you're going around a long turn, you gotta stay on it, come off of it, stay on it, come off of it, and then you just jumping over jumps. Fun. It's so much fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It's like $1,200 for a full day of driving.
So when we doing this?
Yeah, dog. Whenever y'all are ready.
I think it'd be so fun.
I'm in.
That's like one of the most fascinating.
And we have a cool suit during the summer. If you're worried about the heat, we have a little cooler in the back. We fill it through the ice, and then you just pump it through your body, and it's like you can stay in a car. It's like 120-degree heat, but that cool suit's, it's like jumping in an ice bath.
Yeah.
No kidding.
It's the best.
Dude, you do like two of the coolest jobs.
Yeah,
at the same time.
I think so. Yeah,
I think so.
I'm going for the record. Yeah, I'm trying to find a third.
How many cars have you rolled at the school?
None so far. I've gotten real close.
I don't know. Maybe that's your thing, I think.
Yeah.
It creates more opportunity every time you roll a vehicle.
Hey, brother, I've just gotten better. Not only did it not kill me, it's made me better.
Made you a better person.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to roll a vehicle.
Yeah, well,
no?
Take it easy.
Sorry.
Dude, well, I mean, and now we got 5-point harness. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you, the thing is,
at least if you roll that, you're like expecting
just going for a ride.
You might roll, you know?
Yeah, it might happen.
Happen.
And I wear my seatbelt now. That's, rules and requirements.
That helps. Doesn't
really
help you
helps.
not
And a
roll the
helmet.
vehicle. Just helps you.
And a helmet. I have to wear a helmet too.
Stay in the vehicle. Yeah.
But it just feels so cool. Like if all seatbelts. This is what I was been telling people. If like, because whatever you're doing, I don't know. Some people are big on seatbelts. I don't like them because it's just just feels so lame. You just got one thing that comes across, but you put on that 5-point harness,
you feel invincible.
You feel invincible,
dude. I don't know if you guys have ever locked into one of those things, but when you lock in and pull it tight, you're like,
yeah,
I could literally jump this into the Mississippi and be fine.
It'd be totally fine.
It's weird.
Yeah, I might. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying. Like,
I might drown, but I won't get knocked out.
You were fine until you.
I've worn them one time. Dakota had a built Evo, and he had them in there, and I know the feeling. You feel like you can't go anywhere for sure.
Yeah. And then you're just locked in and you're just fucking driving.
So
It's
all right,
so much fun.
You're just
all this built in. When you go to Alaska, are you doing like bush plane flights? Because it's probably nothing but a thing for you if you're.
Well, we went up the Denali Mountain Range for caribou, and then
We're jumping all over, and I love how it always comes back to Alaska somehow, which is fine. But anyway, sorry.
It's been the coolest hunting experience that I've ever had. John, my cousin, goes. We got in one bush plane, and I've been in a lot of sketchy situations. This has been the sketchiest. Getting in this guy's plane, and he pulls up. And he goes, "All right, y'all throw your stuff in." And we throw all our stuff in, and I noticed there's 2 seats, and the driver and passenger or whatever, and they both hop in, and the guy goes, "All right," he's like, "Hop in," and I look in the back. I'm not expecting a seat belt, but I'm looking for somewhere to sit.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna, and you, like all of the gear is so packed up that it's like the gear, and then he had a little roll cage plastic door. It was his door, right? And so there's enough room for there's the seats. Let's say this is the cab, and the 2 seats are right there. It's about the same length as this table. All of the gear packs right up to the window, and he has a webbing that he puts across to keep everything back. So I'm like trying to get up and climb over to figure out how to get in the webbing, and then he goes, "No, look," and he just grabs out a seat and he flips it
like a lawn chair.
Like a lawn chair. And then he sets it in front of the roll cage door, and then he goes, "All right, hey, it's where you sit." And I'm like, "Okay," and I'm still everything's fine,
trying to not seem like an idiot.
Yeah, or like a fucking like a ninny. And so I sit, I sit in this thing, and it's like my feet. If I'm sitting here, my feet are that far from the door, and he still hasn't shut it. So there's still just this open door right here in front of me. And then the guy goes, he was like, "You can just shut that door." And then I look up, and it is just like plastic roll type. And I just I lower it down. I'm looking for a lock, and he was like, "All right." He was like, "If you need to, you can hold on to the back." And where the chair is sat, there's a couple of straps that are like this, and I hold on, and he's going up. And like I said, it's a plastic door. He's going up, and he's like, "Wah," and I'm holding on like this, and I'm just like, "Dog, this is where I die."
Yeah,
you thought that was it? Huh?
I thought that was it. The whole plane ride.
I always hear that's some of the sketchiest stuff, but there's always a different experience with it. But
if you need to hang on that suitcase back there.
Yeah,
I'm almost would have wanted to just be in the back behind that webbing.
Yeah, right, back in there, so you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there looking down, this is fucking crazy.
You just hear guys trying to take off on those things, and just with the different drafts and trying to turn around, just mountain face them, and I don't know. I guess that's the way you do. If that's the way it happens. Huge bummer.
Yeah.
But also kind of rad.
Yep.
And put a lot of faith in that pilot, though, because then you get it in the back of your mind, you're kind of like, they've done this a million times, haven't they?
Yeah, 100%.
That's part of the adventure, man. It makes it noteworthy, though. So it's okay, rolling crane box.
I would love to be in control, though. If I'm going to die in a plane crash, I want it to be me that was driving.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're at the mercy of somebody else's.
Yeah.
You need to get your pilot's
license. It's especially if you're going to make 3 truck rolls.
That's next.
Just jump out of the plane.
Yeah. That would be really fun to buy I don't know how much the cheapest Cessna would be. What are we looking at, 10 grand?
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, probably more than that, ain't it?
I don't know. When I get really famous, though, I think that'd be...
You'll figure it out, yeah?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. And then just buy a real cheap Cessna and learn how to drive it. And then, I don't know, go somewhere where it's I know that it doesn't matter when this thing crashes, but just fly 8,000 feet and then just
let her loose,
unbuckle, and then just go out and just jump out of your own plane. Oh, fucking
just goes right
shoot.
Yeah. There's a fantasy in there.
Yeah.
I'd rather just get ran over by a Yukon moose.
Ooh.
That's a good fantasy to have, I think.
Yeah. Oh, a way to die? Or we took
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, if I have cancer, I'm driving that into a building.
Well, then you ruin somebody's building.
No, an old building.
They have insurance.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have insurance and stuff.
I'll buy that. Drive it into a building.
Yeah, that thing. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's
a barn.
I'm going Yukon moose or grizzly bear or...
Ooh, dog, the thing that scares me about
well, grizzlies normally play with you.
Yeah, they eat you from the stomach first.
Try and keep you alive.
You're like, oh, man, it's a bad idea.
I'll go moose or Cape Buffalo. But the thing is, Cape Buffalo, I'm doing that. And that might be too real saying I want to die by that. I don't know want to die, but if I'm gonna.
Yeah, and then you might survive.
Yeah, like
It's a
with like
fantasy thing.
cancer situation, like or your law's coming after you or something. You gotta you want to go. You're ready to go.
Yeah. Or if it just happens, like how do you prefer it? Like, Cape Buffalo
those cops start chasing you and they're like, he's going into grizzly country.
Yeah.
Where the hell's he going?
Yeah,
Heading out of town from Bozeman.
He's running the mountains.
Looking for a cub to kick.
Yeah. Looking for a cub to kick.
Just trying
He's
to
a
get
bad
That's what
man.
you tell him.
Punch a cub.
Yeah.
yeah, just trying to get caught up by Mama Bear, or just hang out with some witch chicks in Texas.
Yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah,
They'll get you.
mouse
For sure.
boat.
I believe I'm invincible, but not when it comes to those
You
women.
wouldn't hang out with
They'll
some
figure it out.
witch chicks.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
You'd
Yeah.
probably just choke
Put
on a
it-
mouse bone. That's probably how it happened. They probably wouldn't get you.
I don't know, man. They're evil. They're bad women.
Dude,
These
thanks for
witch
doing
chicks.
this.
brother.
That'd
I've
be
had a
fun, though.
blast.
It's fucking random.
I think
but,
we could talk for like 6 hours. But
Yeah, for sure.
I got baited into saying the F word. I'll do it again.
You baited yourself.
You ready?
I'll do it
I
again. You
didn't have to
ready?
twist from that far, of course, Connor.
Yeah, it just happened pretty quick.
I can't believe you fell for that. What are you, 3?
Oh, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
I say it every week.
That's not
It
that
keeps
big a deal.
society
He was
in
going to say
check.
regardless.
Yeah, and what it does, it keeps the community of the far left infiltrating the hunting space.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
that's
Wouldn't
right.
that be weird if that started catching on? How would you guys feel about
Dude,
that?
I think it can happen.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of the
I mean, the gays, once they figure out, like, gay men, if they figure out hunting, like, that's ideal situation.
they're
if you
more
just,
aggressive.
like, really love a good, like a blowjob in the deer blind. Like, you can imagine, I've had girls come out and, like, we've messed around in the deer blind, and that's like, fun, you know?
Yeah.
But imagine going out with a dude, and it's like, he's good at hunting, you're good at hunting, y'all love, butt fucking.
I guess.
That's ideal situation for a gay man. What if they start figuring out, and then
there.
yeah, you're just out in the woods and you're hunting, and you just hear like grunting, and you're like, oh, is that a good bull moose? What is that? Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
a
it's
bull
for
for sure.
you double back.
Yeah, I'm gonna look again.
Gotta make sure it's all.
I wanna,
Wow. Thank God for these loophole 12 by 50.
that's Ted. I think Ted got himself a gay.
Oh man.
He
You
took
know,
out a big one.
I never thought about that.
Giant horns on that boy.
You know
Yeah.
what? I think what happens is that ruins the dynamic of like a dude's hunting camp.
Yeah.
Because then it's always got this looming question mark over it if that happens.
Yeah, if they're gonna try to trick you into
I
it.
think where they'll get into it more is like,
I think if they can.
hey, come
What are you
on.
worried
Hey,
about?
you should come down to our rally car event we're having.
Yeah.
Come to our
Yeah,
hunt
they-
camp.
yeah.
I
they
think
can-
where
you
they'll
know,
get
drive
us
a
will be on
manual.
you want to drive a stick?
It'll be the
I
organic
got a stick
free
you can
range
drive.
shit is where they start getting in, you know, or
Like free range.
organic free range meat. They get in.
Yeah.
That's where they infiltrate us,
when they
you
start
know.
realizing that this is the healthiest version
Yeah.
of meat.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, it's
Were they trying to farm it at that point, or
I don't know, but then you know they start
Like,
wearing
what's-
First Light
Then you got gay
and just
cams.
rocking mustaches,
What?
and that's where it starts.
do you think it's already infiltrated us?
No, I just think
You
you
think
guys
it's
would be
gay?
the first ones that they would go for.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
yeah. But it's like, I mean,
I mean, you're already complimenting me on my eyes.
I know, dude. I know.
And then
I
you
mean, I'm
baited
from
me into
Austin,
saying
so
the
it's
F
like,
word, so
yeah.
You're testing me. I think.
I'm just testing the waters. You got
You
knuckle tattoos. I don't think, even if I did, I wouldn't go for somebody like you.
Yeah.
Um,
You got problems.
I'm like one of the. I'm kind of like
got
like
the
the
ear
witch
holes for
chick
it, for
of
sure.
the gay scene and hunting.
yeah.
I'm like your guys' version of a witch chick.
goth.
Yeah.
Goth baddie.
I'm here for it, man. I
Yeah.
just-
I'm here for it.
Not for the gay part, but the goth baddie.
Be about it.
They go hand in
clarify.
hand sometimes.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. Where can
Brother
people
thing.
find you before this keeps going
Yeah.
down some cancelable rabbit hole that we're gonna just bait each other into? And
Instagram, Dean Allen Stanfield, or Dean A. Stanfield on Instagram. That's where I post my dates and all of my stand-up clips. YouTube, I got a short little live taping I just put out that I'd love people to go check out. Tell me what you think. And if you want me in your town, Instagram has the website that you can just put on my newsletter and let me know. I'll go anywhere for, an amount of money.
$1,500 you said earlier.
Well, $1,500 is how much it costs or $1,200 is how much a private lesson at the Rally Ranch cost. And if you want to just learn how to drive on dirt, you want to give your dad some cool Father's Day present. That's pretty tits up.
Yeah.
Bachelor parties also, it's kills for bachelor parties.
Dog.
Come do your bachelor party down there.
I'm not getting married.
Oh well,
But he's not married,
not yet.
and he could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think marriage is pretty cool.
Or
You
we'll
find
just
you a
go
good
and
one.
do it for fun.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
we'll
gonna
just
do
say
it for
it is
fun.
yeah.
Yeah, just say it's your bachelor party.
Even
Then we can
discount?
go to the Yellow Rose,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
a local strip club. It's pretty crazy.
Love
Yeah, I
that.
love that. Yeah, we can do that.
Be about it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you jumping
brother.
on with us.
Thank you
This
guys.
was
Thanks for
fun.
coming.
Y'all are the man. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good time.
Can't wait to see it.
Cool. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Later.